All right, let's dive into the absolutely thrilling world of the novel Impostor Assassin. This is a story that's all about a lone creative rebel going up against a massive corporate giant in a fight for the very soul of the written word.
So, the story throws us right into the deep end with this chilling line. We learn that 80-year-old Joseph Foxen, a man who lived and breathed storytelling, has been murdered. And right away, we know this was no random break-in. This was a targeted hit, the first shot fired in a war over creativity itself.
You see, Joseph Foxen wasn't just some old man. He was a brilliant, prolific writer, just bursting with ideas and stories. But his work was always rejected. And why? Not because it was bad, but because the entire publishing world was being suffocated by one single, all-powerful company.
And that company is Swamp. What a name, right? It stands for Serving the World in All Marketplaces. Now, it actually started out with a pretty positive vision, to create a fair marketplace for everyone. But over time, it twisted into something way darker. A sinister monopoly that pulls the strings on just about everything.
I mean, the level of control they have is just staggering. We are talking about some serious dystopian stuff here. Controlling over 90% of all jobs, that's not just business, that's shaping society itself. For a writer like Joseph, their policy was basically a creative death sentence. You either publish with them or you don't publish at all. And if you dare to become a threat, well, they have people for that too.
Okay, so this is where our hero, Richard, Joseph's grandson, comes into the picture. After the murder, he stumbles upon his grandfather's entire life's work, these incredible unpublished stories. And for Richard, this discovery is more than just about family legacy, it becomes his mission. He knows he can't fight this corporate monster on their own turf. He has to change the entire game.
But how in the world do you fight a global beast like that? Well, not with fists, but with technology. Richard, who happens to be a brilliant programmer, creates this revolutionary tool he calls the $1 Million Generator. It's his secret weapon, a piece of code that's literally designed to break an empire.
And that's the big question, isn't it? The odds are just impossible. It's one guy with a laptop against the corporation that controls the world and, let's be real, isn't afraid to kill to protect its monopoly. So, how does this high-tech weapon of his actually work?
Well, the beauty of the generator is how simple and elegant it is. It's designed to completely bypass Swamp's stranglehold. An author submits their work, and an AI analyzes it, taking all the biased human gatekeepers out of the equation. If the book is good, the system automatically matches it with independent publishers and boom, instantly generates a life-changing $1 million contract. It's a direct pipeline from a writer's passion to their success. And guess what? It works. The generator is a massive success. It's so successful, in fact, that it gives Richard the launchpad he needs to build his very own independent publishing house. He names it in honor of his grandfather, Foxen Publishing. A new player has just entered the game.
And just like that, the publishing wars are on. This is the ultimate David versus Goliath story. You've got this scrappy indie upstart armed with a powerful new idea going head-to-head with the world's most powerful conglomerates. This is a battle for the future of creativity itself.
And you couldn't find two more different philosophies. Foxen Publishing's all about making authors into rock stars. It's built on creative freedom and open opportunity. Swamp, on the other hand, is about control and conformity. It's not just a difference in business models, it's a fundamental clash of ideas. One side is sparking a creative renaissance, while the other is enforcing creative stagnation.
And, the numbers don't lie. While the number of new authors getting those huge deals through Swamp's old-school system is incredibly low, the generator creates this massive explosion of success. Richard has effectively democratized the publishing industry, proving that there's amazing talent out there just waiting for a chance. Of course, a giant like Swamp isn't going to take this lying down. When their usual tactics, market manipulation, corporate pressure, fail to stop Richard, their strategy takes a very dark turn. The gloves come off, and things go from corporate to flat-out criminal.
So what do? They unleash this absolutely terrifying group, the League of Novel Killers. And get this, the really twisted part is that these aren't just your typical hired guns. No. They're disgruntled former literary agents, publishers, and editors, people who felt left behind, now turned into assassins for the corporation they once served.
And their methods are just chillingly symbolic. Each murder is a grotesque mockery of the literary world they came from, turning the tools of their old trade into weapons. This makes it crystal clear. We are way past business competition now. This is a brutal, violent war for survival.
And the whole time this is happening, this is the friendly face Swamp shows the public. Let us swamp your life, they say. It's this promise of a perfect, easy life, but it's a promise backed by assassins and a thirst for total control. The hypocrisy is just off the charts.
Okay, so just when you think things can't get any more intense, a new twist comes out of nowhere, from Richard's own family history. It's a 60-year-old secret that completely changes the stakes and gives him the one thing he desperately needs: resources.
So here's what happens. At a ceremony honoring her late husband Joseph, Richard's grandmother Doris takes a fall. But the knock to her head does more than just cause an injury. It unlocks a flood of memories that have been buried deep inside her for over half a century.
And the truth that comes out is something straight out of a novel itself. It's wild. Decades ago, a wealthy heiress named Patricia Sutherland vanished. Well, it turns out Richard's sweet grandma Doris, the woman with amnesia that Joseph fell in love with all those years ago, is that missing heiress. And just like that, a massive unclaimed fortune is on the table, ready to fund the war.
And we're not talking about a small amount of money here. This is a game-changing fortune. This incredible, personal revelation gives Richard the financial firepower he needs. He's not just a small-time upstart anymore. He now has the power to take his fight against Swamp to a global stage.
Which really brings us back to the heart of the story. With assassins on the hunt and a global corporate war brewing, it forces you to ask, in a world that's controlled by a single monolithic power, what is the actual price of creative freedom? Is it just a nice idea, or is it something worth fighting and maybe even dying for?
And believe me, this war is just getting started. The conflict gets intensely personal when Richard's own sister becomes a top executive at Swamp. Then there's this mysterious hero with some kind of precognitive powers who keeps showing up at just the right time. Authors are being targeted and are literally disappearing. The battle lines are drawn, and this thing is escalating on every front.
And that leaves us with this final, powerful question, which really is the core of the whole novel. Yes, the story has assassins who take lives, but the real conflict is about the murder of creativity. It makes you wonder, who is the real imposter assassin in this story? The killer holding a weapon, or the corporation that kills a million dreams before they can even be written down?